my fitness warrior yogis, let's get started. I'm going to have you start you in a child's pose today. So you're going to bring your big toes together and your knees slightly apart. Sink your hips back towards your heels. So you'll be sitting in this position, and then you're going to walk your hands forward and let your forehead come to rest on the floor. Now, if the floor feels really far away, it's okay to take your hands and pile them up so that you can have something to rest your forehead on. We're going to start here just taking some nice, easy breaths. Feeling your body sink into the mat. The hips sink back towards the heels. With every inhale, feel the mid-back and the sides of the body expand and fill with air. And then with every exhale, sink a little deeper into your mat. Inhaling and expanding. Exhaling and sinking deeper. While you're here, take a moment to set an intention for your practice. This can be something physical or mental. Calmness, focus, balance. Whenever you're ready, we're going to slowly walk our hands over to the right side of the mat. So you're going to walk your fingertips over to get a long stretch on the left side of the body. You can either stay here, take your left hand to reach it on top of the right for a small twist, or you can keep your left hand planted where it is, bend the right arm, press the hand into the mat, and give yourself a slight rotation, looking underneath the right armpit. Focusing on the breath. One last big inhale here. And one big exhale. We're going to switch sides, so walk the hands back through center and then over to the opposite side of the mat. Take the same variation you did on the first side here. So either placing the right hand on top of the left, or bending the left arm, pressing the hand into the mat and giving yourself a slight twist. Deep breaths here. Still feeling that expansion in the low back. Still feeling the hips sink back and down. And then when you're ready, walking your hands back through to the center of the mat. We're going to rock forward here towards hands and feet. So your fingertips are going to be spread wide, shoulders directly over the wrists, and hips directly over your knees. You can either tuck the toes if that feels better, or leave them flat on the mat. With an exhale, I want you to drop your belly down towards the ground, slide the shoulder blades down the back, and look up towards the sky. Inhale, pull the navel into the spine, press the floor away, and round the back. Good. Moving through this cat-cow sequence at your own timing, following your own breath, and making any other adjustments that feel right for you. So it may feel nice here to move from side to side as you work through these poses. Maybe make some small circles with the head in one direction or the other. Whatever feels the best for you. Feeling the core start to engage, warming up all of the small joints in the spine and the small muscles. While you're moving here, take a moment to focus on whatever intention you set for yourself today. Just checking in, making sure that it's still present. After your next exhale, finding that last full stretch and bringing yourself to a tabletop position. We're going to start to work on some balance and core work here today. So when you're ready, we're going to slide the left toe tips back on the mat, pull the belly button in for it to find your pelvic tilt, and then let the heel lift behind you. If that feels easy, you can start to walk the right fingertips forward and let the hand come next to the ear. Have the thumb point up so that your arm is rotated into the socket. Pull the belly button in to keep from losing your pelvic tilt. Exhale, letting the arm and the leg come down together. Second side, we're going to slide the foot back on the mat, pull the belly button in to find your pelvic tilt, stamp your heel on the wall behind you, and then let the leg lift. If that feels easy, you can start to slide the left fingertips forward and let the hand come to float next to the ear, turning the thumb face up and then sliding the shoulder blades into the mat. Pull your belly button in and press the floor away. Exhaling all the way down. Second side, if you'd like to combine those movements this time, you can. So we're going to reach the leg and the arm forward to lift up high. And then exhaling the hand and the leg down. Inhale, reaching out and up. Exhaling everything down. One more like this on each side. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling down. Last one, inhaling up. Exhaling all the way down. We're going to add on to this movement here. Inhale, reach the arm and the elbow out towards the sky. Now, if this feels good, stay here. If you'd like to move more, we're going to exhale and bring the elbow and the knee together. Pull the navel in round the back. Inhale, reaching all the way up. Exhale, pull the knee and the ankle in together. All the way up. Last one, knee and elbow come to meet. Exhaling all the way out, let the hand and the foot come down. Second side, we're going to reach the arm and the leg up. If you decided to stay on the first side, just hold here on the second. If you'd like to flow, go ahead and pull the knee and the elbow in together. And then press everything all the way up. Knee and elbow come to meet. All the way back out. Last one here, bring the knee and the elbow in together. Exhaling all the way back out. Let the hand and the knee come down to plant back in your tabletop position. You're going to walk your hands one handprint further forward. Give yourself a nice easy bend in the elbows. Squeeze the elbows together and then straighten the arms so that you see the eyes of the elbows pointing straight forward towards me. Tuck your toes under, keeping the shoulders engaged. Lift the hips up and back for your first downward facing dog. Now the first downward facing dog of the day sometimes needs a little extra love, so find whatever feels good for you. You can pedal out the feet if that feels right. You can bend and straighten the legs. Or if you'd like, you can start to shift weight from one side to the other. Whatever feels like you're really settling into this nice position here. Take a few seconds to move however feels best for you. As always with yoga, as long as you're breathing, you're doing it right. Let the heels drop down and then reach the hips up and back. Keep spiraling the elbows forward to help protect the shoulders. With your next exhale, we're going to take a big bend in both knees, peek the eyes forward, and then walk the feet up in between the hands. Once you get to the top of your mat, we're going to take a ragdoll position here, holding onto opposite elbows, and let the head and the neck hang. Give yourself a good enough bend in the knees that you can feel your chest come to rest on your thighs. So for some of us, that'll be a bigger bend. For others, we can almost straighten, but find a place that feels comfortable for you. If you don't like the way it feels to hold on to opposite elbows, just let the arms hang down. You can shake the head from side to side. Give yourself a nice nod. Whatever feels best. With an exhale, bend both knees, and we're going to roll up slowly to the top of our mats. Bringing your hands together in front of the heart, plant the big toes down, slide the shoulders away from the ears, and pull the belly button in. Take a moment with the eyes closed to take one inhale through the nose and a big exhale through the mouth. Starting our first sun salutation A today, inhaling arms out and up for the sky. Exhale, fold forward and down over the legs. If you'd like, you can give yourself a nice bend in the knees here and let the head hang. With an inhale, come halfway up, press the hands either into the shins or the thighs, or you can keep them planted on the floor if that feels good on your spine. Exhale, fold forward and down, plant the hands, step the feet back into your plank position, and hold here. Press the floor away, spiral the elbows forward, pelvic tilt. Press energy out through the backs of the heels and the top of the head. Just hanging out here for a little bit. Notice if you've stopped breathing. When you're ready, we're going to lower down. So you can either bring the knees down to the mat and then lower, or you can lower straight through your plank position all the way to the floor. Untuck the toes, let the chin drop. With an inhale, lift up just slightly, letting the hands come off the floor. Press the pinky sides of the feet down into the ground and then slide the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, everything comes all the way down to the mat. Moving through a tabletop position, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Holding here. Reach the heels down a little lower and the hips up and back a little higher. Keep the eyes of the elbows rotating forward. With an exhale, bend both knees, peek forward, and walk your feet up in between the hands. Inhaling halfway up, press the hands into the shins. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, reaching out and up for the sky. Exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Good. We're going to take 2 more rounds just like that. With an inhale, we're reaching the arms up for the sky. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, press the hands into the shins, coming halfway up to lift. Exhale, fold forward and down, plant the hands, bend both knees, step back into your plank position, and hold here. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties. Please keep holding your plank there. Excellent. When you're ready, we can lower down either from the knees or all the way through your plank position. Untuck the toes, press the pinky sides down into the mat, lifting halfway up. Hands come down into the mat this time. Pull the elbows back and lift just a little higher for your cobra position. Exhaling all the way forward and down. Tuck the toes under, lift the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. If a down dog does not feel like a good rest position for you and you ever need a break, feel free to bring the knees down to the mat and rest either in a seated rock position or in your child pose. Whatever feels best for you. When you're ready, bend both knees, peek forward, and then start to walk the feet in between the hands. Inhaling halfway up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, arms reach out and up for the sky. Exhaling, hands to heart center. One more round. Inhaling out and up. Exhale, see how long you can get through the top of the head as you fold forward and down. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, folding forward, plant the hands, stepping back into your plank position. Holding here. And then when you're ready, lowering down however feels best for you. Untuck the toes, inhale, lift the heart, plant the hands, either lift for your cobra position, or if you'd like, you can press the floor away, lift the hips off the ground for an upward facing dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, roll over the toes or untuck the toes, and find your way into a downward facing dog. Good. Notice the difference between this down dog and the first one you just did just a few moments ago. Feel the back of the body opening up and strengthening. And when you're ready, we're going to start to have some fun here. Up to the toes, bend both knees, peek forward. Hop or step all the way to the top of your mat. With an inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, reach the arms out and up for the sky. Exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Bring the big toes together to meet at the top of your mat, or you can keep the feet about hip distance apart. Give yourself a nice bend in the knees so that the fingertips brush the floor, and then lift the chest up. Now, if your feet are apart, make sure your knees are apart, so we don't want them collapsing together. If your big toes are together, have your knees squeezed together. Finding whichever feels best on your chair pose here. Pull the belly button in, drop the hips back. Peek down and notice if you can see your toes. If you can, then look up. If you can't, that means your hips are coming too far forward, so we want them to scoot back on the mat. Sink the hips down a little lower, lift the heart a little higher. Pull the belly button in. Sink the hips down, slide them back, lift the heart a little higher. One more time, pull the belly button in, sink the hips down, sit back a little lower, lift the heart a little higher. Smile. Breathe. Excellent. One more big inhale here. And then with an exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, halfway left, press the hands into the legs. Exhale, folding forward and down. Bend both knees, step back into your plank position. Exhale, lowering either all the way to the ground or just halfway down. And then inhaling up into the back bend of your choice. Exhale, press over the toes into your downward facing dog. Deep breath here. When you're ready, we're going to reach the right heel up towards the sky. Try to keep all of the toes pointing down towards the ground, so don't let the hips open up. Keep them pointed and squared. With an exhale, pull the right knee in towards the right elbow. Reach the legs up and back. Exhale, right knee to the left elbow. All the way up and back. Right knee, right elbow. Reaching up and back. Right knee to the left elbow. all the way up and back. Last one here, pull the right knee in towards the center, press the floor away, pull the belly button in. And when you're ready, step the toes in between the hands. If you need, you can use your hand to help walk the foot right where it belongs. Pull the belly button in, try to squeeze the inner thighs together. And then when you're ready, reach both arms up for the sky. Crescent warrior. Reach strongly through the back leg. Now, if this feels like it puts a lot of pressure in the lower spine, give yourself a bend in the back knee. If this feels easy for your balance, go ahead and start to look up towards the sky. With an exhale, bring both hands down to either side of the front foot. Step the left leg to the top of your mat to meet the right. With an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhale, reach the arms out and up for the sky. And exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Second side, bend both knees. For your chair pose. Pull the belly button in. Peek down, make sure you can still see your toes. If you can, look straight up ahead and then sit down a little lower. Lift the heart a little higher. Remember, if your big toes are together, your knees are together. If your big toes are apart, then your knees are apart. Finding the position that feels best for you. Check in with whatever intention you set at the beginning of your practice. Are you still finding balance or calmness or gratefulness? With an exhale, fold forward over the legs. Inhaling halfway up, press the hands into the shins. Exhale, fold forward and down. Step the feet back into your plank. And then lowering either all the way to the ground or halfway. Lifting up into the back bend of your choice. Hips up and back, roll over the toes. Downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Getting ready for the second side. Lift the left foot high behind you. Pull the left knee towards the left elbow. Reaching up and back. Left knee, right elbow. All the way up and back. Left knee, left elbow. Up and back. Left knee, right elbow. Reach it up and back. When you're ready, step the foot, pull the knee forward, press the ground away, pull the belly button in, and then step the foot in between the hands. You can either step it or use the hands to work it into a good position. Pull the navel in, squeeze the inner thighs together, square the hips, and reach both arms up. If you bent the back knee on the first side, do so again. If you looked up on the first side, do so again. With an exhale, fold forward over the legs. Shift the weight onto the front foot. Step the back foot to meet the front. Inhaling, halfway up. Exhale, fold forward and down. Inhaling all the way out and up for the sky. And exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Moving into our tree pose today. So I'm going to have you shift all of the weight onto your left foot and let your right leg turn out in the socket. Now you can either let the foot come to rest right here, bring it to the calf, or up above the knee, wherever it feels best. Do not let the foot press directly into the knee joint, so go either below it or above. Press the hands together, slide the shoulders down, and find something to look at that's not going to move. If you'd like, you can start to give your tree branches and let them reach up towards the sky. Slide the shoulders down, reach energy through the fingertips. Press the floor away and press the foot into the leg and the leg back into the foot. If you'd like, see if you can start to raise your focus towards the ceiling. bring the hands back and together in front of the heart. Release the foot, but try not to let it touch the ground yet. Swing it to in front of your body. Press the floor away, pull the navel in. Don't let yourself sink into the hip. Really lift up tall. When you're ready, start to move backwards towards a warrior three position. So you're going to reach the foot back to the wall behind you and try to stand on the wall. Hands stay together either in front of the heart, can reach out into an airplane position, or can start to reach forward next to the ears. As gently as you can, bend the front knee. Let the weight reach back onto the right foot, coming up into your crescent lunge. Awesome job, everybody. That's really tricky. Bring the right hand down next to the right, or to the inside of the foot, and give yourself a twist to your left leg. With an exhale, let the hand come down to the outside of the foot. Step the foot all the way back, lowering either halfway or all the way to the ground. Untucking the toes, finding the back bend of your choice. Lifting the hips up and back for a downward facing dog. Spreading the fingertips wide. Good. 2 more breaths in your down dog. And when you're ready, we're going to reach the right leg up towards the sky behind you. Pull the knee in towards the elbow, reaching up and back. Pull the right knee in towards the left elbow. Reach it all the way up and back. Last one, pull the right knee forward. Hold here, press the floor away. Step the foot in between the hands. Step the left foot up to meet the right. Give yourself a nice bend in the knees. Chair pose. Pull the belly button in, sink a little lower. Exhale, folding forward and down. Inhale, halfway up, press the hands into the legs. Exhale, folding over. Inhale, reach the arms out and up for the sky. And exhale, hands come together in front of the heart. Second side. So this time we're going to shift the weight onto the opposite leg. Oops, sorry guys. So we're going to step on the right leg, turn the left foot out in the socket. You can either let that come to rest on the floor, on the calf, or above the knee. Press the foot strongly into the leg. Slide the shoulders away from the ears and find something to focus on that won't move. You can keep your hands planted here, or start to let your tree grow. If that feels easy, you can start to look up at the sky above you. Ground down. Feel yourself stretch in 2 directions. When you're ready, you're going to exhale and let the hands come together in front of the heart. Release the foot from the leg, but try not to let it touch the floor and swing it around in front of you. Pull the navel in. Don't let yourself sink into the hip. Press the floor away. And then when you're ready, start to tip forward into your warrior three. Hands can stay in front of the heart, reach out to the side, or come up next to the ears. When you're ready, slowly bend the knee and find your way into your crescent warrior. Squeeze the inner thighs together so that both hips point directly forward. And breathe here. Left hand is going to come down to the inside of the right foot and then take a twist towards the leg. Exhale, hands come to either side of the front foot. Step the front foot back. Holding here, and then either lowering all the way to the ground or halfway. Lifting up to the back bend of your choice. Pull the navel in all the way back to a downward facing dog. Deep breaths here. Keep holding your down dog. When you're ready, the left knee is going to reach up behind you. Left knee comes to the left elbow. Inhaling up and back. Left knee to the right elbow. All the way up and back. Left knee comes right through the middle. Press the floor away. Step the toes in between the hands. Step the back foot to the front to meet it. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend forward and down. Bend the knees deeply. Reach the hands up for the sky. Last chair pose today. Pull the belly button in. Sink the hips down. Lift the heart higher. Exhale, folding forward over the legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhaling all the way down. Inhale, reach the arms out and up for the sky. And bring the hands together in front of the heart. Take a moment to take a deep breath here. Feel the difference in the body from when you were first here at the beginning of the day. Notice if you've lost your breath or your intention. We're going to make our way down to the ground in sort of a fun way here today, so stay with me on this one, guys. I want you to reach the hands forward in front of you and start to sit the hips back. Sitting down as deeply as you can, coming all the way to a seated position. From here, walk the toes forward slightly, pull the belly button in, slide the shoulders away. If you can, lift the right toes. If that's easy, lift the left toes. If that's easy, straighten the legs. Woo, not easy today for me. Holding here. And then when you're ready, releasing the legs all the way down and coming onto the back for a supine position. We're going to pull the right knee into the chest, give it a nice hug. You can make little circles with the ankle in one direction or the other. From here, walk the hands behind the thigh. You can either stay here and start to straighten the leg or start to walk the hands up the leg to the ankle or grabbing onto the big toe. Whatever feels best for you. Do not worry about what I'm doing, worry about what feels good for you. With an exhale, bend that knee. You're going to bend the left foot, put it flat on the mat, cross the right leg over. Lift the whole thing up and off the ground. Reach between the legs to hold onto the back of the left leg and pull towards you. You can use the elbow to press the right knee away. Now, if this gives you any knee pain, try pulling the right toes back towards the right knee. If that does not help, release the leg to come down to the mat and just press the leg away from the socket. Releasing the back of the left leg. Let the right leg come down to meet it. Bring both legs long onto the mat and then just let them shake out a little. Second side, we're going to pull the left knee into the chest, give it a nice good hug. You can make little circles in one direction or the other, whatever feels best for you. When you're ready, you're going to walk your hands behind the thigh and start to stretch the leg up towards the sky. Hands can stay here. They can walk up to the back of the calf or start to reach for the big toe. Again, choosing the variation that feels the best for you. Notice if one side felt easier than the other. Try not to let the shoulders reach up towards the ears. Just let those guys relax. And then when you're ready, you're going to bend both knees. Take the left leg, cross it over the right knee into this figure four position. Pick the whole thing up and off the ground. Reach between the legs to grab onto the back of the right leg and then pull towards you. If you'd like, you can use the elbow to work the left knee away from the body. Again, if it bothers the knee, flex the toes strongly, and if that doesn't help, relax everything down and just press the leg away here. When you're ready, release the legs down. Let them come along on the mat. Just give them a good shake out here. If there are any final poses that feel good for you, this is the time to take them. Some nice options can either be walking the feet in towards the heels, or heels in towards the fingers, and coming into an easy bridge position. For some of you, it might feel nice to take a happy baby, where you grab onto either the backs of the thighs or the big toes and reach the feet up towards the sky. And for some of you, it might feel nice for the feet to come together and to let the knees come apart to open up through the inner thighs. None of that might sound nice, so do whatever feels good for you. Feeling your breath slow down here. Wherever you are, start to work your way back into a centered position. I'm going to use the hands to help close the knees, and then let the legs come along on the mat. Slide the shoulders away from the ears, let the palms face up and the eyes close. Finding a shavasana or a resting position today. While you're in this brief rest or meditation, try to allow yourself to sink into the ground. Feel the strength of the floor behind you. If any thoughts come into your mind, that's okay. But see if you can just let them pass you by instead of engaging with them or letting them overtake your rest. Whenever you're ready, begin to slowly deepen the breath and find your way back into the body. You can start by wiggling the fingers and toes, maybe rolling the wrists and the ankles. When it feels good for you, start to reach the arms up and overhead to give yourself a big stretch like you're first waking up in the morning. And then pull your knees into the chest to give yourself a hug. Start to rock from side to side. And then when it feels right, let yourself tip onto one side or the other, using the bottom arm as a pillow, and rest here. Use the hands to start to walk yourself up into a comfortable seated position. And then take a moment here, either with the hands on the knees or in front of the heart, to thank yourself for the hard work you just put in. And to set a moment or an intention for the rest of the day or the evening. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of whatever you're doing today. Namaste.